you should play her interview when we talk about the fight.
Oh,
okay. 7, 8.
He's been down 4 times.
Hey, turn around, you can.
Joshua turning to his corner. He's got to be careful here. He's got to stay engaged.
Okay,
Where is his mouthpiece?
You ready to box?
Joshua looks so tired. I think he wants out.
Oh.
He says that's it. Andy Ruiz is the heavyweight champion. Michael Griffin.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Against the Ropes. Episode number 49. I am Gio Garcia. I'm alongside Christian Mosqueda and Lily from Xicana Boxing. Forget the intro, man. We're going to get to it. The rematch is happening December 7th. It's not happening in Europe. It's not happening in North America. All right. They chose an Asian country, Saudi Arabia. What do you guys think, man? Quick reactions.
Saudi Arabia. I mean, well, they picked that place. Why? Because it's neutral ground, right? That's the.
I think because of money.
Yeah, I don't think they give a fuck about neutral ground.
I mean, money, of course. If we really go down to it, it has to do with money. I saw somewhere that they're paying upwards of up to 85 million for this fight.
I heard 100.
Shit.
I don't know.
Man, that's gonna be even more down the line with that pay-per-view tag. But god dang,
What do you think, Lily? Quick reactions. You don't look so happy.
I think my quickest reaction is just what I told you guys earlier, like Clash on the what's it called?
Dunes.
Clash on the
Dunes.
Dunes. That sounds like the corniest shit I ever read. Like, what are you guys?
Some
I was
cartoon
expecting it to be like in like the Wembley or something.
Yeah.
But fuck, I mean. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good that it was made because
Yeah.
you know there was some like uncertainty there.
I was
but
worried.
Yeah, like
that's
oh fuck, like are these guys gonna do what like the Taylor and Reggie's did, where now they're not gonna fight and they're going to court. No, I'm glad at least it's happening.
Yeah, to me, kind of like the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, where it seemed like they were both
Yeah.
really willing to get back into it, and then you saw what happened. They took different avenues, but yeah, man, I'm excited that it's officially done. So it's like no, tune-ups or nothing in between. They're gonna do it. Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people were seeing Tijuana, TJ.
That would
and
never
I'll go to
happen.
Mexico, even if your uncle's the ref. I'll still whoop you.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, we're talking about that, right? Joshua's sounding a little cocky, man. I'm like, dude, you got a taste of your humble pie. Like, I'm surprised that I'm sure it's promotion.
WWE,
It's
man.
I get
promo.
it.
It's
Come
promo.
on.
Yeah, it's definitely promo.
Boxing
Yeah.
fans take things so literal. It's like, you got to sell the fight. I'm sure a lot of casual boxing fans saw those clips and were like, ooh, it's going to be a
Let's
good
tune
fight. Oh, my
in.
God.
He's gonna go all out.
Back and forth. Andy Ruiz responding now. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so Saudi Arabia though.
But it doesn't get, I think, more neutral than that, though, Saudi
Yeah.
Arabia.
Yeah.
You go in the middle of the desert and you set up the fight. I think it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, you got Andy happy that it's not in the UK, right? Because with everything that was going
Yeah,
down with
yeah.
Dillian White.
The thing too is with that going on, with that being, a lot of people are like, oh, well, as long as Andy gets more money, but I don't think they understand that this is just an extension of the first contract. This is just okay. There was a rematch clause, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, Andy's gonna put his terms. No, he can't. Like, this is he has the belts,
Yeah.
but people sometimes forget that the rematch clause still goes back to the original terms that were agreed upon. So I think he's making like what, $9 million now?
It's somewhere close to
in
that.
this
I saw
rematch,
10.
I think like
rematch?
9, 10, yeah.
I saw 9.
Guaranteed, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
sure you'll
guaranteed,
get
yeah.
more.
So
Yeah.
9, 10. So people were
I'm
like,
pretty
oh
sure
no,
Naira Prince is going to greet him
Yeah.
with a bag. Like, here you go,
Yeah.
Andy. Thanks for coming.
Some people were like,
Nah.
oh, he better get 50 because they were jogging with the 50 million. Like, oh, he better get 50
Dang.
million. Like, I don't think and that's when I think people forget that this is just a rematch clause that he
Yeah.
already agreed upon before on money, or everything really. He has no say. He has a belt, but other than that, he has no say.
To
in
me,
anything.
I think he had a say in I mean, it being in Saudi Arabia, he had some power in that because to me, like, it seemed like it was gonna go to Cardiff. It seemed like the Anthony and it seemed like they had the power to decide to bring it back to UK. That it went to a neutral ground in a way, neutral. That kind of just shows like, okay, the champion does have a little bit of a say.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I do feel like they got they showed him a big check and both of them looked at each other and said, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. And it seemed like Eddie Hearn and Joshua were cooperating in that sense, right? They're like, we wanted to be in the UK, right? But I think they respected Andy a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I think they could have just said it's going to be in the UK and that's it, right? But I think they're weighing their options, and at the end of the day, I think they got the most money that they could have gotten. At least that's what it seems like. I don't know about all the details, right? You heard 80 million?
Yeah.
Right. I heard 100 million. I don't know what that figure is, but it's a big sum, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it's a lot of money.
Also, like, maybe they wanted to spare Joshua getting his ass kicked in, like, the UK. In his hometown. Like, let's have him somewhere else again, if it does happen again.
I mean, a lot of fans were. I mean, first of all, you're happy at the fights getting made, but then in retro, like when they look back, they're like, "Shit, we can't make it out there." Right? A lot of.
No.
I saw a lot of like comments.
I think that's more like UK people that are gonna be out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a lot of comments where people were like, "Man, we're Mexican, man. We're not gonna make it out there."
My favorite comment so far from that, I think I already told it to you. Some guy's like, "Oh, boxing again without any women or Ellie setback, just like the good old days."
Like the good old days.
Without Ellie's sick. Ellie's a cool dude.
No, but it's because
honestly.
he's Jewish.
Oh.
That's why. So that's why the comment, they're like, "Oh, boxing with no women or Ellie, just like the good old days."
Oh my god.
I'm like,
Man.
wow.
That's
saw
like 1960s mentality right there.
I saw this one comment where they said like, "Oh, what are the ring girls gonna wear?"
Oh,
I was like, wow. And that's
there
why
probably wouldn't be any ring
There
girls.
won't be any. I went back to see the Amir Khan fight with Billy Dib. Yeah, because that one was in Saudi Arabia. So I was like, I went back to, I was like, okay, let me just see how.
Yeah.
No ring girls. Just like the camera just zooms through their corners when they're fighting, and that's it. The ring was huge though for that fight.
I know.
Did you
I
see
saw that. What
I was
the
like,
hell was
God.
that?
I haven't watched it. Maybe we'll pull it up in a bit.
Yeah,
we do have a lot to talk about. We're just gonna get into a phone call real quick, but that is very interesting. I think I have a lot to say about that stuff. Because it's interesting. Because even alcohol is not allowed in Saudi Arabia.
Like,
you know.
Yeah, they say that you can't drink
I wonder
out there.
Mexicans
They're like
will go.
Mexicans. Yeah, that's what I say. Like,
But that's
no
why I
Mexicans
like it
will
that
go.
it's in this foreign country that nobody knows nothing about. Because I'm sure it's gonna spread a lot of awareness about that country, right? And then the World Cup is in Qatar too.
Yeah.
And I've heard they're going to be pretty lenient with all the tourists going there and with all the laws and stuff, but you never know, dude.
Yeah, you never know.
So I'm going to have on the phone co-founder of Break Media Inc. His name is Jay. I'm going to call him in a bit. Where you guys want to continue that conversation?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with it being out there. They say, like, I see a lot of people commenting it's going to be hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, how are these guys going to do it? But...
Yeah. Actually, no, because it's December.
I read it's
I read that the average temperature is like 70s highest and 40 lowest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey Jay, we're on it right now. I'm gonna just go ahead and I already introduced you. But, we'll introduce you to the listeners. Ready? All right. So we have Jay on the line. I kind of introduced you guys a little bit. But Jay, how's it going?
Good, boys. What's going on?
It's all good. We're talking about the Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua rematch that we just heard about.
Oh, man. That's going to be a good one. You know, it's on home turf. It's on Saudi grounds now, homie.
Yeah. You want to give your opinion on that real quick?
Yeah, I think, I mean, it really depends on what Anthony's mental state is, you know what I mean? Because after that last fight, and this was like the narrative that was going on, a lot of people didn't even think that was him in the ring, you know, mentally, you know what I mean? And then I just think that if he can get over that mental fucking block that just is the monster of Andy Ruiz in his head, because I'm pretty sure he's having nightmares about that knockout, he can overcome it for sure. Because there's nobody better than a fighter who can get over a knockout, you know what I mean? So if he can get over that hump, and it's on neutral grounds, he's loved in Saudi Arabia, by the way. I think the Saudi fans get this guy a lot of credibility because he's so known from Dubai and Bahrain and all the associated countries that come with it. So it's going to be a bit not harder on Ruiz to kind of get to business, but it is going to make it more of the A side for Joshua for sure. What do you guys think?
No.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, to me, I honestly think the pressure is on Joshua still, because I mean, Ruiz is one fight up, and a lot of people are talking about that this could be a rubber match, but I'm like, it's not happening if Joshua gets knocked out or gets beat decisively. So I think a lot of pressure is on Joshua, of course, that he doesn't have to worry about that undefeated streak no more. we talked a little bit about that in our last podcast, where at least that pressure of maintaining that it's gone, so he's a little bit more relaxed now. But yeah, definitely.
I think so too, but I still think I don't think he's an egotistical fighter, like as much as like a Deontay Wilder would be, or like a Tyson Fury would be. Joshua doesn't seem to me at least, to be an egotistical fighter, but that being gone really did get to him for sure in one way or another. You know, for like an athlete of that, like, stature, to have that kind of credibility with brands and sponsors who are kind of backing this guy, I did think it kind of like got to him, but it sure as hell didn't get to the fans. I mean, the fans don't really care at all, but I think it hit him personally. Once again, it depends on his mental fortitude going into this fight. If he can really get over that hump, that the O's gone, like you said, and just be relaxed, then yeah, he does have that advantage for sure.
Yeah, so real quick, you mentioned media, right? Before we get into that real quick, I want to ask you, I like asking people this question. What percentage chance did you give Andy Ruiz in that first fight before going into the fight, in terms of percentage?
You know what's funny? I was keeping my mouth shut about this, and I was going to tweet it, but then I told myself, don't do it in case you look really stupid. But I was like, I think this guy has a shot, because I think it was like the last 2 days, right before the weigh-in, I was sent this link on WhatsApp from my friends, like, look how fast this guy is. And he was hitting the bag fast, Andy. And I kind of told myself, like, I think this guy has a shot. And then I'm like, Jay, who are you kidding? Just like everybody else. I was giving him like a 10, 15% chance of a lucky shot. That was what I was giving him. Like an overhand right that might just catch him on the chin. But for him to dominate the way he did, going into the fight number 2, I'm giving him the leverage for sure. 80-20.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, so let's let the listeners know a little bit. What's your full name? Where are you from? And what do you do?
Yeah, man. So, the buzz has started, and I guess that there's a lot of key people in the industry who know what's going on now. Break Media Group is officially picking up everybody's favorite fighter. We're signing them on board to our club. We got about 30-plus fighters signed up to the system already, and it's just been a really, really great experience for me, seeing how much feedback we're getting, not just from fighters, but from promotional companies and networks. And what is Break Media? We're a new age sports agency just designed to facilitate a fighter's mass fan base appeal. So as you know, like, we live in a day and age now where everybody's on their phones. YouTubers are being way more populated online than celebrities are who are in Hollywood films. And we've seen the change in audiences' attention. And because we see that change, we feel like we need to start adapting. The same thing that the NBA, the NHL, the NFL is doing, we need to start adapting that in boxing, which is creating, unique pieces of content for their athletes. Boxing never had that organization. Boxing's never had a sports agency to come in and do that. It's always just been the fighter himself doing his own promotion on his Instagram or Twitter, and that's it. He gets lucky, and if he doesn't get lucky, fuck off. So we're coming in, we're changing the game. Each one of our fighters will be facilitated with a full-out YouTube series or IGTV series, and we're going to send them to the mass fan bases. So our philosophy is pretty simple. We want to change the way that fans see boxing one fighter at a time.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because we talk about that quite a bit. And your partner, I believe, Ryan, he sent me an article. Yeah. I think you mentioned Deontay Wilder as a good example, right? The world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Deontay Wilder, that's one of my main punchlines. I say, look at guys like Anthony Joshua. I mean, if you look at the heavyweight division, right? Like, Canelo is marketed as the gorgeous redhead fighter from Mexico. He's backed by brands like Tecate. He's always in commercial. He's always shaking his ass to salsa music on ads. You know what I mean? And then we have Anthony Joshua. He's obviously backed by bigger brands like Under Armour, Williams-Sonoma. He has Emirates Airline. And then you have Deontay Wilder, who's not even a friggin' Juicy Fruit commercial. So I've always found that interesting, that the heavyweight champion of the WBC heavyweight champion of the world here at home, he's not even liked by the fans, A, and B, he's not doing anything to change that. And it's been really interesting to me.
Yeah, I had been thinking about that recently, because his record is, 41-0, right? 40 knockouts? Yeah. Right, I'm going to repeat that. 41-0, 40 knockouts. Mike Tyson didn't even get to 40 fights undefeated, right? I think he got to 37 before he lost to Buster Douglas. And, I mean, by that time, he was already a pay-per-view star, an A-list celebrity, and he still is, really. I think more people watch his podcast than Deontay Wilder fights. Yeah. But, no, I definitely noticed that. Why do you think that is, though?
Yeah. Why do I think why Mike Tyson still has a very fairly high notoriety compared to Deontay Wilder?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I think just because Mike Tyson was smart enough to engage with this audience, if you've noticed, Mike Tyson's career is pretty interesting because, yeah, he was considered the most, like, lethal weapon, you know what I mean? During his prime, everybody was shit scared of him, and now all of a sudden he's the most beloved fighter of all time. You know, next to Muhammad Ali, there's Mike Tyson. I'm talking about the most beloved fighters, you know what I mean? And if you think about why he was able to do that, is because he was able to strip away the fighter mentality and humanize himself with his audiences, which is why he started collaborating with YouTubers. Like, have you seen these videos of him with Rudy Mansuko, with all the YouTubers online? He does a lot of that stuff. And now you're right, he started the whole podcast, and he's able to let himself go and humanize himself with the fans. And this is why, till this day, he's a lot more relevant.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got like 500,000 YouTube subscribers like within 2 or 3 months from starting this podcast, which is pretty crazy. But
because he dedicates himself to the market. He knows that this is what's going on. This is what's making people relevant. And in order for me to stay relevant, I got to do this. Otherwise, he was on the verge of becoming bankrupt again. And, you know, he was able to change that about himself and just, like I said, just start engaging with the fans. And you know what's so interesting? You'd figure a guy like Mike Tyson, his fan base would only be people from his era. Right? You'd figure that much, but it's not. There's 14, 15, 16-year-old kids who are subscribed to his channels and just want to watch Mike Tyson smoke a blunt with Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
He was able to monetize and think about that from a very, very unique and youthful perspective.
Yeah, so what are some of the, of course, you don't give us all the secrets, but what are some of the strategies that you guys want to implement to, you know, get these guys more exposure?
I mean, I think the formula is already there. We've seen it done in NBA. We've seen it done in NHL. We've seen it done in NFL, which is build brands offline. Like out of the ring is what I meant by offline, where take the fighter out of his comfort zone, whether it's off the field and out of the ring, and put him into the homes of millions. Now, before, when people used to use that term, put him into the homes of millions, it used to mean TV, but now TV means YouTube. So take advantage of these platforms that we're given through Instagram, through Twitter, through YouTube, and create unique pieces of content that's going to actually appeal to the masses. Boxing fans aren't the masses. You know that, right? So it's like, I get fed up talking online with all these boxing pundits who think they know best. You're not the fucking mass fan base. You're just a hardcore boxing fan. The mass fan base sits there on YouTube. They're the 14 to 17, 18, 19-year-old demographic who are watching cooking shows, travel shows, adventure shows, vloggers. That's the masses. That's what you guys have tens of millions of views compared to a couple of 100,000 off a fight. You know what I mean? So in order to cater to that demographic, you have to start, once again, humanizing these fighters, which is we get the background on the fighter, we find out what they're passionate and really advocating about outside their career, and we start building series around that perspective. And of course, part of our initiative is just to get sponsors to back the series as well. So there's money in this for fighters as well. It's not just creating unique piece of YouTube content. You're actually building long-lasting relationships with brands and sponsors who you might not otherwise ever get exposed to if you just stick to what you're doing now. And don't get me wrong, I mean, it's nice to have a fucking good record, but once you lose a couple of times, you're irrelevant.
At least in today's era, right? I think back then it used to be a little different. Like, you had guys like Oscar De La Hoya losing 5-6 fights, but he was still making a lot of money. But
yeah, dude. I mean, but back then it was different, right? Back then it was so cool to lose to your second favorite fighter. Versus now it's like, oh, you lost? I'm not really fucking with you anymore. Like Anthony Joshua. How many people hopped off the bandwagon when he lost?
Yeah.
It was unbelievable when I saw it. I was like, holy shit, there's so many inside haters, you know, who just really want to see this guy lose. But back then it was cool to lose, you know what I mean? When Ali and Frazier went back-to-back, the trilogy was awesome to see. You know, the best of the best fought each other back then, and it was cool. Now it's not cool.
Yeah, and I also find it shocking that we say, oh, it was different back then, but guess what? Those guys didn't even have internet access, right, to promote themselves. I feel like everybody does it nowadays, and I think even Andy Ruiz is a good example. This guy became more relevant than Deontay Wilder overnight, right, with one win.
Yeah. Because there was a lot of other factors around the win with Andy Ruiz. I mean, one of the first tweets that came out, no offense when I say this, because I love that guy, one of the first tweets that came out, like, so if a fat guy could do this, I'm no longer working out. And that gave a lot of motivation to the general mass public. Like, yo, this average, you know, big-looking guy who's not athletic by any means beat the world heavyweight champion who looks like he's a fucking Greek goddess. You know, so that gave a lot of, like, you know, notoriety to Andy. And so he ran with that. And then followed by the tweets that came after that were obviously all about Snickers, which was really cool to see there, too.
All right, we're going to let you go in a bit. Understand that you're busy. So is there any last stuff that you want to say to all the boxing fans? Where can we follow you?
To all the listeners, just, you know, support the movement. We're obviously here. We put the athlete. I mean, we're not in the business to just get our name out there. Our business is get our fighter's name out there. And, you know, we're doing this one fighter at a time. So whoever your favorite fighter is, DM us. Let us know who you want to see more of. And we'll get to work, and we'll make sure that the fans stay happy. Yeah,
we're looking forward to having you guys in the studio. Hopefully sometimes you guys can come down here to LA.
For sure, bro. We got an LA trip coming out, Ryan and I, in the future, so we're definitely going to hit you boys up.
Hey.
Nice. All right, and where can we find you, lastly?
breakmediagroup.com, and you can hit me up at producer_JC on Twitter or Instagram.
All right, man. Appreciate your time.
Hey.
We'll keep in touch.
Thank you, brother. All right.
All right, thank you, brother.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Have a good one, bro. Later.
That was that.
Yeah, no,
interesting.
Interesting stuff. No, yeah, he's talking about obviously pushing that a boxer's brand, and how we're no longer in the age of television, but the age of where people tune in to see what they want to see on their own terms, their own times, and that makes a lot of sense. And we talked a lot about, remember the American fighters, like who is the face of boxing?
Yeah.
And we talked about how come no one's filling in that 4th of July weekend. Yeah, there was a bunch of other excuses that we said, but I was like, but at the same time, you could do something big, promote yourself, something connecting to the 4th of July weekend. I don't know, maybe like a short video meme, something that
popping a
pushes your
firework. Yeah. Like one of those safe ones so people won't give you shit, right?
Because if anything, like just a little sparkler.
Yeah. So there's two things that he brought up. One was humanizing, which is true.
Yeah.
You want to connect with a boxer and not just see him as a boxer, but as a person, a family man, you know, other interests that he's in, whatever, like.
And it's important to get that, like, let's say on video or in audio, right? Because when we run into boxers, like, we see that they're all pretty cool, right? But that's just hundreds of people at the arena or whatever.
Exactly.
Like when we see fights here at the StubHub Center, we might see a couple boxers and say what's up, and we're like, oh, they're pretty cool. But who else gets to see that side of them?
Well, that's exactly what you're saying, that no one gets to see that. We get to see them looking vicious in the ring or talking shit prior, you know, because all the media workouts or all the media conferences, like they're talking shit.
It's all WWE. To me, it's like all WWE. It's
so
like,
I feel like even if they're the nice people and they're not trash talkers, you do not get to see them as people.
Yeah.
They're entertainers, or they're the boxer. Like, you never get to see anything else from them. So that you would think that, besides, you know, people give Ryan Garcia a lot of shit, but everyone knows who he is, and he has, what is it, 2 million followers, because he's out here dancing and showing people he's not just a brand. Like, he's not just branding himself. He's
showing
his you know, his day-to-day shit. That's can't be mad at that.
I agree with that. Like, and it frustrates me because a lot of people are like, oh, look at these guys. They're so busy being models and posting pictures on Instagram. And it's like, and they're making money off of it, right?
Yeah,
and
it's like money, and they got lives outside of boxing.
And they look like they're in shape, right? So I'm like, isn't that the point? Like, first of all, in boxing, you have to be in good shape, right? Unless you're Andy Ruiz and can do some crazy shit like that.
You don't need it.
Right. Second, isn't the point to make as much money as possible? Yeah. So it's like when I see them criticizing these guys, it's like, isn't that the whole point?
Yeah.
Like exposure, money,
to have different income or different
sources of income.
Sources of income, yeah, exactly.
And a lot of times guys get criticized because they're quote unquote boring, right? They can't sell out a family picnic, right? Like a lot of people get criticized for that. But then when the guy is successful and he has 3 million followers on Instagram, they're like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
He's gay, he's a bitch. Look at him posting these pictures. Like,
I know. What? It's like, it's just a picture. Like, he'll just, someone post like just a mirror picture, like, oh, fucking gay. I'm like,
like think about it. Instantly, let's say he fights. He can just post a flyer on his Instagram of the fight, and instantly 3 million people are going to know that he's fighting.
Yeah.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand, like, all the criticism.
Yeah, to me, like you're never gonna please everybody. There's always gonna be some criticism anywhere, at any point in time. I mean, as long as these guys are, you know, putting content out there, you're gonna get people viewing And sometimes they say the best publicity is like negative publicity. So fuck it.
No,
Well, not always, but
Well, no. People do say that, but like we discussed just now, like publicity should be you just doing everyday shit, you know?
yeah, we talked about this, right? Like if there was a fight, like it'd be cool, like something as simple as after the Vergil Ortiz fight, him like just being with his group, that'd be cool because we're like, oh look, he's chilling now. Like
It's a nice little message. I mean, a lot of people do this, but not enough. Like, hey guys, thank you for supporting me, either win or lose. Thank you for supporting me, and see you soon, and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the fight, and that's it, because that's gonna bring up your engagement up. The minute you say leave a comment, people are like, just, even if they're talking shit, doesn't matter. It's engagement. It's putting your video on like the Discover page because of how much engagement it is.
I'm not sure if I heard about, but did he say that that they do like they're gonna try to do little reality shows for their fighters?
Like series.
Yes, like a little series. That sounds pretty cool.
Who said that?
What's his name, Jay? Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, like literally like a week, a week with this fighter, like a life and a sneak peek in the life of this fighter, and that'd be pretty legit.
Yeah, because it's what it takes me, or that reminds me of that 2 days before a fight where they follow that fighter around, and that's cool. That brings insight into their world.
Yeah, and say what you want to say about Floyd Mayweather Jr., but he's the one who essentially, him and his team started that 24/7 series for HBO, right? And that's good publicity for the fight. Like,
that gets the people going.
Yeah, a lot of fights that I don't even want to watch. I watch these shows and I'm like, dude, I'm actually kind of hyped for this.
No, dude, remember when you guys watched the Broner versus Pacquiao, and then you're like, oh, do you feel better for Broner? It's like unconsciously, like you start like thinking things just from watching that.
Yeah.
Stuff that would have never changed should you have not watched that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
I think I remember with that one. I think he said something like, "Oh, I'm not drinking," and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of interesting."
Yeah, you're like, "Wow."
And Lily, que tú sabes, like him, you're like, "No shit." She's like, "But I'm gonna tune in just cause, like, even more now."
Yeah, but like if you think about it, like people like vloggers on YouTube, like a lot of them get like millions and millions of views, and these guys are like nobodies. Like nobody knows who they are. They just saw them on YouTube and they're like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna follow them."
Yeah.
But these guys, they're already on TV.
Yeah.
They already should have like at least a small following, right? People can Google their names and see what they do, right? It's like, why aren't they? They can easily just do that. Just a vlog, literally.
Yeah.
Have someone hold the camera. And you can literally not even talk. You can just show yourself being focused before a fight. And people are going to be like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, because it's a different perspective.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I don't know a reason why they don't do it more, these boxers in particular. Why? Because if I was a boxer, I'd be like, hey, dude, hold the camera, man. Let me hit this bag.
Yeah. Like, hey, guys, I'm about to go run. Like, check this out. Or, like, or have somebody else do that for you. But I think it's also just the fear of being criticized. Because they're going to be like, man, look at this dude. Like, he's not even paying, he's more worried about his followers and shit. It's like, people are just annoying as hell.
That's a reason why some of them probably don't do it.
You know what's a funny, quote-unquote insult, too? Like, Ryan, like, look at all the audience. It's all girls. It's
so, like paying customers.
You're literally telling the guy that fuck you, girls like you. It's like, oh, thank you. I guess
my bitch would probably want to date you.
It's like, are you insulting me or complimenting? I don't get it.
Oh, these are all little girls.
Be like, bitch. At least with all these little girls or girls commenting, they comment good shit, not like people that get just hate on their comments.
Yeah, that's
for
crazy.
Other reasons.
It's always gonna be hate, man. Always gonna be hate. But yeah, man.
Yeah, but I think it's a good question. Why don't more people do it, right? We see like people trying to do it more now, especially with like Instagram.
Yeah.
Right. You see more short clips of people just training or stories, right? But I mean, it's the internet, dude.
Yeah.
Look at us. We have a podcast. We started from zero. Nobody fucking knows. It's like bunch of nobodies just talking boxing and real, and we probably can fucking create more buzz than a lot of these professionals. It's crazy.
But yeah, we're gonna be following him and see what he does, because again, it's a media company. I'm sure like you add more dynamics, editing, cutting, music, all that builds a.
You can make anything look cool, dude. Yeah, trust me.
That's what it comes down to.
Trust me, man.
Making it look cool, right? That's
you can make the worst soccer player look really good if you just post his highlights and put some cool music and cool editing on it. Trust, dude.
Yeah. I think we just called some fights last month. I think one of the fighters reached out to us. Vlad Punin, shout out to that guy. And this was a fight that I honestly thought he lost, but we
Yeah.
saw footage that he put up, and he looked
Yeah, he put it in slow motion.
right, and he put up his highlights where he's evading this other fighter, showing his best defensive skills, and he looked good.
Yeah.
And that's what you kind of have to do, regardless of what we think.
Yeah.
Right. Like
We're only watching it from one angle. We're
Exactly.
on one side.
Yeah.
If the fight is happening on the opposite corner, and let's say you're throwing a combination, but you're covering the guy that you're hitting,
Yeah.
we can't tell if you're landing
Yeah.
or not really.
At the end of the day, like someone else is gonna see that, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, dang, it looks like $100,
Yeah.
like $1 million bucks,"
Yeah.
and so they're gonna follow.
Yeah.
And he's doing it good.
Exactly.
I seen his page. He's got like pictures. He's got like stuff he does outside of boxing. So he's building his brand up. So that's
Yeah.
good.
And actually, Brandon was there to watch him. Brandon, the Cannon
Yeah.
Adams.
Mhm.
He was there just to watch him because he knows him. So,
Yeah.
nah, man, it's very important. You're not just a boxer. Like when we had Adan Ochoa here,
Yeah.
I liked his response when he was like, I'm a professional entertainer, right? A lot of these people take it as I'm a boxer or I'm an athlete. And the truth is, not really.
Yeah.
Is the entertainment business, whether you realize it or not. I mean, so much money is involved, and you're not just an athlete. Like, you got to be able to entertain. At the end of the day, people pay for a ticket to go watch you because they want to see a show,
Yeah.
right? They want to be entertained. If they go watch your fight and it's boring, they're going to be like, I want my money back, right? Or I'm not going to pay to watch them again. So it's the entertainment business, whether people realize it or not.
Yeah. I feel like I mean, you're not always gonna entertain the fans in the ring. You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
But if you could do something, say something
could
at the
do
end of the fight,
yes.
outside the fight, be like, man, I won that
Yes.
shit. Like, you're gonna get people mad, like, shit the fuck, but they're gonna
Sing a
follow
song
you.
like Tyson Fury. And people are like,
Sing a
oh,
song.
that was cool. I guess it
Yeah.
was worth it. 2-round knockout, but okay, he sang. It was fun. Cool intro and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you mentioned this with Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't think that fight was like as competitive.
Yes.
He didn't work for a rematch, but
Glad
you
you
were like,
brought it up.
but you were like, if I was Thurman after the match, I would have been like, you know what, I want a rematch. People would have been
You
like,
think
oh.
Timothy Bradley deserved 3 fights against Manny Pacquiao? Are you kidding me?
Exactly, but he knew how to stir the pot, right? How to
Yes.
stir some controversy.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I have a clip. I don't know if you saw TMZ caught up with Keith Thurman.
Oh.
And they actually asked him about it. And I was just like, wow, dude, 3 weeks later you're saying this. But I have the audio clip. See if I can.
Yeah,
They're big fans. They love the fight. They love the action. It wasn't the Floyd Mayweather fight. It wasn't the Adrian Broner fight. It was a real deal championship boxing.
I agree.
Hey, so you got paid. You got a big check. What was any big purchases? What'd you get? Oh, nothing, man. Nah, man, I lost. What am I gonna? I lost. What? That's not a W. You're here. You know what I mean? You just put it in the bank. I treated myself to some Haagen dogs, man. I was what? Week 1, I'm like, I lost the fight. How did I lose that fight?
You're almost looking as big as me, though. Did you put on some?
Bro,
put on like what, 15?
Man, we've been eating extra bread at the table.
Ice cream.
Man, it's a sad story, man. It's a sad story. But I'm about to get back on a diet, man. I want to maintain weight. I don't want to drop 30 pounds every training camp.
You think you'll be champion again?
Definitely champion again, man. You know, there ain't no stopping me. And honestly, man, I'm gonna come back deadlier because, you know, to be the champ, you got to be the champ. And if I'm not a champ, that means I got to work hard again.
What's your message to Pacquiao?
Where's the contract, Pat? Sign the contract. Rematch.
When would you like
Rematch.
2020 or?
Anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Finally,
he
man.
should have said that right after the fight. Just the fact that he admitted, like, you know what, I lost. People would have respected that. You know what, like he's
Yeah.
admitting to it, but he's still entertaining. We still want to see him again.
And I think Pacquiao will run it back with him. Like, if you're Pacquiao, you just beat him. If you're Pacquiao, you just beat him. You just made $30 million. You're like, why not? I could beat him again. Cool. Make my money. Why do I have to take unnecessary risks against the bigger guys? Fuck it, run it back, right? But I think that's just part of marketing yourself, man.
Yeah.
If I'm Keith Thurman, I'm like, fuck, see, split decision. I deserved this shit. I fought well the second half. That knockdown was just, I wasn't ready, whatever, flash knockdown. Fuck it, run it back, and I'll beat him the second time. You know?
Yeah, I think
Make your money, dude.
I think Manny respects him to the point where he'll give him a chance, but not right away. I think that one's like done, where he's all like, I have nothing left to prove with this guy. I think he's gonna want to try to challenge himself. But
Yeah.
he
So
needs,
against who? Who?
you know, what do we hear Manny say? He always wants a fan-friendly fight. He always wants those fighters that he can make an interesting fight with. So, I mean, who do you see there, Lily?
Mikey Garcia.
Mikey.
Yeah. See, Mikey's the type of guy that doesn't have to sell a fight too much just because he has that built-in fan base. But not everybody has that.
And he's so lucky because
Yeah.
Robert's fans are going to be his fans. And, like, anybody in that camp, they're going to be like, oh, I like Mikey. So, you know, fucking... I think in that time period when they had, like, Maidana, Brandon Brios, like, I think all the fans are just like, I like that little camp, so I'm going to just support all of them. That's true. You know?
Well, that's how it usually is, too. And then with Mikey, I think people are intrigued to find out how he's going to be post-defeat against Spence, you know?
Yeah.
They, like, want to keep rooting for him, and it's going to be hard to not to root against, like, to root for him against Manny.
Yeah.
That's
what about before the Spence fight? How did you see that fight playing out?
Oh,
Mikey against Pacquiao.
Not even. I don't think the Spence fight had anything to do. Didn't prove shit to me.
See, I like when people say that because some people are like, "Yeah, that told me a lot." And
no, it didn't teach me shit. It's just like, oh, he lost. Okay, like we all knew that it was gonna be a big fucking difference, and it was. There's no way Mikey could even get in there.
Yeah.
I think what changed shit for me was this past performance of Manny. Nothing with to do with Mikey. It's Manny. I'm like, oh shit, you know, like I was like, oh wow.
I mean, the difference back then is like, from an observer's point of view, you saw kind of Pacquiao falling off, and you saw, Mikey
full of confidence,
after the Lipinets fight. So you're like, oh shit, like Mikey would beat Manny, right? And then after this, you're like,
that all makes sense right now. That makes sense, money wise, fan base wise, like, but. We'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, and I think Pacquiao I think he really wants to keep fighting because he wants to be president. Like, he has to fund that campaign somehow.
I have a feeling he wants to be president too. And he denies it, but it's because of that.
Yeah, imagine.
And he has a lot of mouths to feed, and I'm sure he donates a lot of money. So,
he
needs to fund a lot of stuff. So, I would have loved to see him retire, but after this last fight, he looks so good.
Yeah, he looks fresh.
Like, damn, dude, it's crazy. A 40-year-old is still the face of boxing, dude.
That is crazy.
See, when I see boxing is dead, fucking that's why. Manny Pacquiao is still the face of boxing at 40 years old. That is fucking crazy.
He's keeping pay-per-view alive. That's crazy.
Yeah. The numbers, did they come out? I think I saw some projections like 500,000. I don't know if that's accurate.
I think it was around there. 450, around there.
What do you guys think about that?
Fucking Manny.
For Manny and
right?
Thurman.
That's not high, but
I mean, it's good if you attach the name Keith Thurman to it, but for Pacquiao, it's like, dang.
It kind of tells you that pay-per-view is kind of dying.
Yeah. And a lot of people are saying like, oh, because of the piracy, you could watch it online. Like, I don't think that has anything to do with it.
We used to have black boxes. Like, come on now.
Exactly. People act like that shit didn't exist.
Like, we all Mexican had a black box, and pay-per-view still did, like, millions and shit, so.
Yeah, and if I really want to watch a fight, I'm going to go to someone's house and pitch in for it. Like, I'm not going to watch it on my computer.
That's pretty
much
watch
what
it
we
online,
did.
Well, with big, like,
right there as I'm looking at Lily.
With bigger fights.
Thanks for being a good host, Lily.
With bigger fights, you don't want to take that risk of your, like, stream dying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With, like, whatever fights, I'm like, I'll stream it. Like, I mean, no, I'll pay for
allegedly.
But
like, I have a friend.
I mean, yeah, my friend's friend of, cousin, they don't want to risk it. It's better, like, to just buy it with friends.
Yeah, I have a friend who streamed Mayweather against McGregor, right? Because he didn't care about that fight. And don't ask me how I know all these details, but he didn't care about the fight. So he just put it on kind of in the background, and he streamed it, of course. He wasn't going to pay for it. But if you really want to watch a fight, you're going to watch it.
You're going to watch it. Yeah.
Somehow. Not illegally. Legally. You're gonna go to someone's house. You're going to go to a bar,
Yeah. We got our reaction videos from that fight where Lily goes crazy.
Shit, we got to get her permission because
we need her permission.
You haven't even shown them to me.
I haven't watched them.
We got to crop it. I'll show you, but yeah, your reaction to when Thurman falls, dude, you went crazy.
You want to reenact it?
I don't remember what I did. I don't remember.
All those against the rope shots.
What was I doing? Like, just like, oh my God.
I think you got up.
You got up. And you're like, ah. Yeah.
You were like, pinche Manny or something.
Really?
You did.
I get into it.
Because nobody, we didn't expect them to go down.
First fucking round, dude.
First round.
You're going to have to show me.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
So I can approve or disapprove.
Wait, did you guys think that Manny could drop him?
No.
Right?
No.
I think he could have.
No. I never thought that.
and I hate saying like, oh, because of Josecito Lopez, but no, I just think he never fought a guy like that. Southpaw, so quick. I didn't think he could really hurt him, but I thought he could just drop him like he did like Flash.
Like a
just
little
like,
Flash,
oh, shit.
To me,
He wasn't ready.
To me, I knew he could accumulate that
Momentum.
momentum and
Yeah.
that pressure and not hurt like, but I didn't think he was gonna knock him down.
Yeah.
I just thought he was too big. I thought Keith was like,
I not once did I
Yeah.
fathom that.
I always try to use the odds to my advantage. I'm like, when was the last time Pacquiao knocked somebody down?
yeah.
You know, and
Open
go
it.
ahead. We have a break here real quick. We have a fan trying to break in the studio.
What time is it?
I just wanted to finish at 4:45.
Oh my God, it's 4:30.
We'll edit this out.
No, keep it authentic.
All right.
All right, so you guys want to elaborate a little more on the Joshua against Ruiz?
Man,
Because we still don't know the venue, right? I don't think they've
there's
named the
there's
venue.
a name, but I mean,
Is it? Because they named the city.
They named the city.
They named the city. And I was trying to do my research on the city, and I know there's a soccer stadium there, but I don't know if there's actually an indoor arena. And I was reading that the average temperature for December is the highest is on average 70 and the lowest like 48 or something like that. So it's like here,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't get too cold
Mm-hmm.
or too hot.
So we're expecting what mostly the locals there and more of a UK fan because I don't think.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
Anthony Joshua is of Nigerian descent.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Right.
When he said that, it made sense because Nigeria, like it's right, it's not too far.
Right. It's close to northern Africa, and
Mm-hmm.
when Nigeria is like on northwest part. But I think Joshua's gonna have a lot of people supporting him because I think he's already recognized worldwide. So
Mhm.
I think people are gonna be like, oh, pretty cool. He's coming over here. I'm gonna go see what's up.
Did you guys see the picture that Joshua put up where they're saying that he's looking slimmer? Slimmer. He doesn't have that body build.
He definitely wants to get slimmer so he can go up against the speed of someone like Andy.
Mm-hmm.
He sees how fast Andy is, even though we don't see Andy cutting
Yeah.
weight to fucking be that fast. But I think for someone like Joshua who carries so much muscle weight, it's definitely the best thing to do to kind of tone down a little bit so that it can happen with his speed.
Yeah.
And stamina too. I think he looked tired, man. Once he had to engage with Ruiz, Joshua's not a guy who's gonna throw 8 punches at a time, right? And when he was throwing and Ruiz was still throwing back, he was like, oh shit.
I think we saw like in that highlight, and I always see that where freaking Joshua landed like a good ass shot on Andy, and Andy kind of wobbled a little bit, and then he goes back
Return,
and, like,
yeah.
back with a combo. It's like, bro, like just he just couldn't get him off of him.
Yeah,
Regardless.
a lot of people do feel like Joshua might do something different. Do you guys feel like there's gonna be something different this time around, Lily? Or do you think it's the same outcome?
I think it will be the same outcome. I don't think Joshua gets dropped that many times. I think, but I think he does get dropped, and I think Andy beats him again. Because it's styles make fights, and some styles are going to be more difficult for you. And for Joshua, it's that his speed is someone who's constantly overwhelming you.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that's not leaving you alone, basically.
Yeah. Do you feel like then the crowd won't play into it? Do you feel like it's non-existent?
Honestly, I've tried to think about that, like, the home advantage, or the fans cheering for you regardless. And I'm not a fighter. Maybe that's a question I think we asked one of the fighters, right? Like, how do they feel going to other people's homes or close to their vicinity? And I feel like it has to bother you to a certain extent. But at the same time,
Think so?
I think people know Andy enough so that where he's gonna get some love too.
Yeah.
Because remember that video of him in the UK where people are like freaking trying to hug him and like brushing him. Like, I think what he did was so big that I think he's still gonna get love.
Yeah. I mean, because Joshua does have a divisive crowd, right? Where he's got some part of the crowd, and then Tyson Fury has the other Brits.
I think it's just gonna be a lot of noise in the stadium. Either way, I think people are just gonna be happy to see a good boxing fight. Those who are not used to watching a boxing fight. We had, like you said, Khan against Billy Dib, right, recently. But I don't think it's gonna play into it really. I think, do I think it's gonna be different? I think so. Yeah. I think it's gonna be different. I think Joshua's gonna try to box a little more, use his jab, use his distance. But once he gets hit, I'm afraid that it might go back to those tough times, those deep waters, man. I don't know. I think it could go to distance though. If Joshua's, and if his chin could hold up, I think Ruiz has a pretty good chin to go 12 rounds, but we'll see, dude. I think stamina is going to be a big part too.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. We saw Joshua going backwards, though. So let's say he does want to box.
Yeah.
I think that's not going to stop Andy from being the aggressor and do, try to do those combinations.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he gets dropped again, too.
Yeah.
But I still feel like in this case, it's just because of the style.
And in my eyes, if you're Andy, you have nothing to lose. Like, you just beat him. You won all the championships. You're going to this country that you've probably never been to, right? Yeah. And you're going to face Anthony Joshua again. You know you already knocked him out. So just do what you do, right? If he loses, doesn't matter, dude. He's still
PBC. He's gonna make money.
He's still got 1 million Instagram followers. He'll probably get 500,000 more after the fight.
Even if he were to lose the titles, he's on PBC, and I feel like
they'll feed him.
Be so big that they'll give him like a Wilder fight, Ortiz.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'd be. He's in a good place to where that division is he's gonna be getting nice fights.
Yeah, do you guys think if Andy loses, they won't want anything with him for a rubber match for a third one? Do you feel like they're just like, oh, okay, we beat him, we're moving on?
They won't
too much of a risk.
They're
like,
do a third fight.
Yeah.
I think they would. I think if the money is right,
well, it depends too.
They're gonna have a smile on their face and be like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like what Gio said. If it goes a distance and they're just like pummeling each other, then because why not? But if it's like the same thing, is Joshua going to be like, yeah, I want a third fight just so this guy can keep like knocking me down?
Yeah.
Making me look stupid.
I don't think the third match happens immediately, no matter what happens. I think both guys are gonna fight somebody else and then make it happen. But for those people who are opposed to the fight in Saudi Arabia, because I don't go on Instagram that much or whatever, read the comments, but I did want to read I saw a post from, I think it was Sky Sports. So I was like, I wonder what the British people are thinking, right? And a lot of them were mad, like, that's a disgrace. It should have been here in the UK. What the hell? They don't care about the sport, But, man, I don't know if they're new to boxing, but some of the best fights we've ever seen have happened in some random country, right?
Oh, yeah,
the
Manila.
Thriller in Manila, right?
Yep.
The Rumble in the Jungle.
Yep.
Fucking Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas in Japan.
Tokyo.
Like, come on, man.
That's true.
And I think that's good for the sport, too. Exposure. Mm-hmm. You know how many, like, Filipino kids saw Muhammad Ali and probably like, wow, I want to be just like him.
Yeah.
Holy Manny Pacquiao shit. You know how many Japanese kids were like, Mike Tyson's fighting here? That's pretty cool,
Yeah.
So I think exposure, it's very good for Andy especially, right? Shit, people in Asia are going to know him now. I'm sure a lot of Europeans are going to tune in because they know Joshua. Yeah. So I think that's very good, man. Fuck the United States. It's boring here, dude. Let's be honest.
And then the fight would be, I think, at a better schedule in a way that, like, va a ser en la tarde because, a bunch of the UK fights are at noon.
Yeah.
Right, noon to 2 p.m. Over there, I think it's 2 hours ahead of the UK. So that means if the fights usually start at 12 here, it would start at 2. And then by the time the main event rolls around, it's like 6-ish, right?
So it's going to be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, so what time would that fight would be here?
It'd probably be like 5, 6-ish.
5, 6.
Right?
I keep hearing that it was like the fight was going to be like 6 a.m.
Yeah, because Saudi Arabia, I don't know what the time difference is.
It's 2 hour difference from the UK.
So 2 hours more? So probably 10 hours, right?
Because remember when the fights, whenever we watch a fight in the UK, it's at what, like 2 p.m. here? Like Joshua Klitschko was like at 2 p.m. here.
And it's like 8 p.m. over there.
Right?
Yeah.
So it would be like...
But it's going to be interesting to see who they take more into consideration, DAZN or Sky Sports, right? Yeah. Who are they going to want to cater to more? The U.S. market, which normally the U.S. market wins. Like you see a lot of these soccer games.
That's the Mexican market,
right? Pretty much. But normally, like soccer games, they always, for some reason, they cater to the U.S., right? I think it was the biggest market in the world, obviously, but it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a little battle between the U.S. and the U.K. Somebody's going to be unhappy.
They're going to find that middle ground or something.
Yeah, because they can't make it like at 4 a.m. in Saudi Arabia time just to cater to everyone,
Everybody all fucking up.
Man. That fight, though, shoot.
Yeah,
great, man.
Shit, dude, we got to get out of here pretty quick, huh? Let's see.
Killer Vibe.
I know, man. It was so good. Did you guys watch boxing at all this past weekend? I'll just go over it real quick.
Saw a little bit.
Curtis Stevens got knocked out. He went down to 154. He got knocked out against Wally. Nigerian guy. 154. Oh, this guy got pummeled, dude. Stevens. Jim Pascal. John
that pissed me
Pascal
off,
beat
no.
Marcus
Oh,
Brown.
that
No
one.
lie.
That
I'm
one.
like, are we?
Accidental headbutt.
I think what pissed me off about
round.
this is that like there was a rematch clause for a fucking fight of a regular title, like
For this fight, there's
for
a
Brown. I'm like, why?
yeah.
But it's true what Gio said. Headbutt, karma's bitch. No.
For real, dude.
Did you see that whole fight, Gio? Like,
Yeah.
so
Well,
what were the scorecards up until
95, 94, I believe.
in favor of Pascal?
I think, let's see. I think it was 2 for Pascal and 1 for Brown.
Damn.
So I think Brown, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions, he was winning most of the rounds, but he kept getting knocked down. He got knocked down 3 times, so that kept canceling every round that
Yeah, he was winning. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was a very close fight. I don't know if Pascal won, but it sucks. 8th round, accidental headbutt, and he did say he has 50s money at the end of the fight.
Yeah, that I was like,
Hashtag Fluff.
I was like, Fitty doing all the loans and shit. Like, he loaned me some money.
Pascal.
He's like, he's like, 50, I told you I would get the title. I got your money on Monday.
Got your money by Monday. And then they made like another Instagram video. It was pretty funny.
That's
Oh
funny.
my
That's funny.
Dude, 50's everywhere.
I need
dude.
50 to loan me some fucking money.
For real.
Shit.
He's going to come back like in 7 years. Remember, Lily?
I know.
Money by Monday.
I know.
Hey, my respects to Pascal because we kind of had written him off, or at least I had him written off
He's
a little
older.
bit.
He's what, 36 or something?
Yeah,
like that?
he took losses to Kovalev.
Dude,
he
make that happen. Kovalev Pascal 3.
Damn, for real. Man,
Los
that-
Viejitos.
Los
and
Viejitos.
Shout out to Haiti. He is of Haitian descent. I think we had some people commenting that
on our
you know,
IG.
saluting Haiti. You know, he's Canadian, but of Haitian descent.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, and then the
main event?
Areola lost a unanimous decision to Kolowski.
Man.
Did you guys watch this?
Yeah, hell
I saw
yeah.
a little bit of the highlights.
I
I know they
love-
broke
I liked it
record.
I liked it for the first like 3 rounds, and after I was like, ugh.
It became a little bit of the same, or what?
They just looked tired, and it looked like they were not gonna knock each other out.
Yeah,
But-
I'm surprised because my initial prediction was like, oh, it's gonna be fun as long as it lasts,
You
and
saw
I
the
don't think it's
first
gonna
round?
last long.
The first 2 rounds were fire.
Yeah.
And then after you're like, damn, these motherfuckers have granite chins.
Yeah.
And then they threw over 1,000 punches
Yes.
each.
Compo box record for
crazy.
punches landed and thrown.
I
the heavyweight
love
division.
heavyweights.
gonna
I
say.
love heavyweight chunky like fights. Like
Yeah.
they're like
Interesting.
trying. Yeah, they're trying really hard. So I mean,
I think Areola hurt his hand too, so he was
yeah,
at
and
the
he
end.
said it was gonna be his last fight, but he looked good. Like he looked
looked
better
okay.
than he had looked in a long ass time.
Yeah.
So,
We talked about that. Even if in defeat, if you look good, you put up a good fight, man. Like,
but it's also up here. Like if he doesn't
Yeah.
want to
Yes.
fucking continue, like I know all of us are like, oh come on, like we saw how spectacular you look with Goosen now, so like come on, like keep going. But if it's up here, like no, you
Yeah.
can't.
I
change
saw your
that.
post where Goosen tried to pick him
Yeah.
up.
That was hilarious. I watched it like at least 25 times.
That's so wholesome though. He's so wholesome.
Oh
Man,
God, that was
I just saw like the Mike Tyson, like, what's wrong? Like, it's broken.
Fine,
Fine.
fuck my pack.
Man, but
yeah, that was hilarious. And you know what? El Junior is fighting.
oh, yeah, I saw that.
Oh shit!
Pinche
Yes,
Junior.
in Mexico.
Someone posted the weigh-in, so he
I saw
weighed 175 pounds.
Right on the dot.
Something like that, dude. That's crazy.
I always feel
Is
so
he
bad
back?
because I watch a los golpes. So like hearing his dad talk about him, he's always like, bueno, like, you know.
He's like,
él
why
está-
do you keep asking me,
Yeah,
man?
he's like, oh, ha estado, se mira bien, ha estado entrenando, pero vamos a ver, you know. I'm like, fuck, you don't deserve this. You don't
crazy.
deserve this, senior. You don't
A ver qué
deserve
pasa. Man, ese Junior.
Con todo respeto, Faitelson. Do we have any other stuff to promote or talk about? Check out Lily's YouTube interviews, right? They're
Yeah.
it.
popping.
Vergil Ortiz
Yeah, Vergil
Yeah.
Ortiz. He's fighting this weekend, right?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
What day is today? Friday?
It's
Shit,
Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, Saturday.
Where are you guys gonna watch it?
Your house. No,
She's like, nah, I don't like the combos from last time. The deep combos after the fight.
for real.
And
That's
this
outside-
this time we're
that's
gonna
outside
fuck
the
you.
ropes.
No, that's outside the ropes.
No le des de tu mano,
I know.
estúpido,
Too many against the rope shots, man.
predictions for that fight? Or just expecting a good fight?
Yeah, I want to ask you, Lily, what's your prediction for that?
Yeah, you
want-
know them like personally. You've seen the
I
work
think
firsthand. And you were there too at RGBA.
this is
Yes,
gonna be
right?
a really tough fight, and I think for Vergil, I don't think people
It is. It sounds like
a lot of people don't understand that Orozco only lost to Ramirez, and it was 12 rounds.
Yeah.
you know, and this guy can take a punch. He can like go at you. You know, he doesn't care about you landing on him. He wants to land on you too. So I think it goes past, because Vergil has never gone past the 5th round. I think this one will go past the 5th. Also, Vergil has never been tested, and no one's ever landed on him.
Yeah, nothing clean.
Nothing clean, or you know that you think, oh shit, like that caught.
Yeah.
Never. So I think I don't have a prediction. I think Vergil's gonna win, and I think it is gonna be a TKO. I think it's gonna go to the body over a body shot. So that's my prediction, but I do think it's gonna go past the 5th.
Yeah.
However, I think that's gonna be the best fight Vergil's been in, because it's gonna be, for the first rounds, competitive, because Relentless Orozco again is not called Relentless for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys saw in particular from watching him train that you're just like, damn?
Well, this is the first time I went to go see him train, and it was sparring, and he was sparring against bigger guys that.
No secrets.
Middleweights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this guy, man, I'm just so surprised that he's a lighter fella, but like doing that to bigger guys. Whatever he was doing in the gym, I won't get into detail, but
he hits hard.
like,
Let's just leave it at that. He hits fucking hard.
Go to Xicana Boxing's Instagram or YouTube, and there's a lot of footage, right?
Yeah.
We didn't release our footage because technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that. That's always a good reason.
Let's get a good fight.
Yeah, that's on the zone. By the time this is out, probably the fight would have been over, but you'll see our comments on that.
What's your prediction?
I don't know. It sounds like a very tough fight, but I think it's going to go past the 5th, like you said. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to distance. But I think that's good for Vergil. A good,
he needs
a good
rounds.
Test. Yeah.
I think it depends
how
he looks, right?
If he gets a knockout, I'll be impressed.
If he gets a knockout,
yes.
it's going to make a big statement.
Yeah.
But if it goes to distance, also how he looks, as long as he looks good, and I mean, he might get the Teofimo treatment. You know, he might get the Teofimo treatment if it goes to distance.
I don't like it. I don't
like that either. I think it's fucking corny. But, you know, it happens. It fucking happens.
Yeah, with me being at our RGBA, I was both impressed with what I saw inside the ropes and outside the ropes.
Yeah.
Him as a person.
Yeah.
Him and his relationship with his dad.
Very calm kid.
Calm, like, focused.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Focused.
I was surprised when you guys told me that.
Yeah, super focused. So, he's one of those kids, you know, you don't have to worry about discipline-wise, you know.
He's not going to be no broner.
Yeah. We'll talk about
no Shakur Stevenson.
It's a pinch of broner.
All right. Which I saw Regis.
Calling him out. Video. Like, well, Broner called him out, and he's like, man, you don't want none of this.
Talking shit. Like, I hear you talking shit again. And then
you don't want this smoke.
He said, nobody like cares about you. What do you say? Like, nobody takes you seriously anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is probably true, but he's still entertaining nonetheless.
People are still gonna want to watch.
All right, this feels rushed, huh? Like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. But I think that's it. Shout out to my sister and my brother-in-law. They're in Greece right now, and they actually watch this show all the time. I never shout them out, but my sister texted me. She said some guy tried to rob her.
Oh shit!
Her little backpack, which is crazy. Reminds me of Paris. I think some guy tried to steal my phone one time, but I think next week we'll talk about it. It's crazy, man. Y'all got to be careful with those pickpocketers, man. But my sister's so nice, dude. She was like,
she's
even though she fucking grew up in Long Beach, and
I'd be like, do you want me to buy you a phone?
No, she was like,
she's that type. Yeah.
I feel bad because I was like, what did the guy look like? Which fit the description with the guy who tried to rob me, right? Mostly like northern Africans, like from Morocco or Egypt or Syria, those countries. And she's like, it's sad because they're just like, they need like food, they need money and stuff,
they're
you know.
trying to survive.
Yeah. In my mind, I'm like, man, y'all should have fucked them up. But she was like, that's kind of sad because, I would have thrown my best combination, dude. My best 9-punch combo.
When did you find out you were a fighter?
Overseas.
You can't say that for the Brits, right?
Yeah, it's crazy though. Frankie went overseas recently, right? And you said he had some comments though about the
what did he say? Arabia. Ooh,
what did he say?
He got into it, man. He's not happy with Eddie Hearn and taking this fight to Saudi Arabia. As we know, Frankie, he's been on the podcast before. He's a journalist.
Arsenal fan, yeah.
Arsenal fan. He wasn't too happy that they're doing business with Saudi Arabia because just last year, the government in Saudi Arabia came under fire for they assassinated a journalist out there, and so he's not
from what country, what nationality?
So he was I believe he was from Saudi Arabia, but he was
okay.
U.S. He was in the U.S. embassy. So yeah, he's all like,
People act like this shit doesn't happen in Mexico.
That Mexico's the worst.
I'm just saying.
yeah.
Journalists are killed every
just
fucking
saying.
day
Yeah.
in Mexico.
I guess he's just mad that or he's just upset that that murder was directly linked with the Prince of Saudi Arabia, who's most likely going to be at that fight. So he's
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to be greeted by very important people as soon as they touch down.
Right.
You know.
Powerful
Yeah, it's crazy,
people.
and we're going to have more time to discuss this. Hopefully we get more thoughts from people. I had some people writing stuff on Instagram. Let me pull it up real quick. But I'm not mad. They're getting paid. You know, Endo Elicious93 on Instagram said, might as well have it at the moon. Martinez boxing team said, tough one to call, but the rematch. Yeah, but those are the quick reactions to this fight. I'm not mad. Get your money, dude.
Yeah.
Come back with a big bag of money and
those
fuck
belts.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what he said with those 10 million.
Yeah, I'm not mad. Did you guys see like his house? I keep going on and on, huh? But did you guys see the video of his house?
Yeah, but like
allegedly?
this one guy that I follow on Twitter, he's like, that's not smart. Like he shouldn't be spending all his money,
True.
you know,
I
on
see
a
he's
house
got-
that's gonna need maintenance.
Bills.
What
It's
is
a
it?
big ass.
Insurance.
It's
a mansion?
a big ass house. It's basically a fucking mansion.
Yeah.
So insurance, maintenance, just on a whole fucking thing, like it's reoccurring, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars per month.
And on Joe Rogan, he said he bought his wife or his fiance like a G-Wagon. He bought himself a Bentley.
That's
You
all.
know,
Yeah,
those
see,
that's a lot
that's-
of expenses for
yeah.
that time period. Like,
Yeah, you
that's
can't be
crazy.
doing that.
I saw that he's got a lot of bling now, which I didn't see before.
Yeah, he
and
got
I'm-
the AR chains and
Yeah, like you could. I'm not saying he's like changed mentality, but I feel like that happens often with people that don't have shit
Yeah.
for a long time.
yeah,
You know, you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. with
splash
all
his
this money.
cash.
But you should definitely have like an advisor.
I was
to,
gonna
like,
say that.
Be like,
Yeah,
bro,
he's
slow
with
the
PBC
fuck down.
He's with PBC, right? With Al.
Yeah,
So I'm hoping he put some money
Yeah, man.
aside,
yeah.
bought some PBC stock or whatever.
Buy some land or something. Buy some houses that you can rent. At
Yeah,
least.
buy some fucking
you know?
shit like exactly to rent, like small apartment complexes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Real estate that never goes down. But we got to get out of here, man. Make sure to follow us at Against the Ropes, Against the Ropes on every social network platform. Against the Ropes online, the website, Lily Xicana Boxing, XicanaBoxing.com.
Yes.
Check out the interviews, and subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channels. Right? Anything else
Yeah.
you want to put?
Shout out to Johnny Gonzalez. He's been on our show. He has a fight tomorrow as well. So
Oh,
wish
nice.
him the best of luck.
nice. And
this
shout out to
weekend.
our past guests too, Adán Ochoa. Shout out to Pablo Cesar Cano. It was a very good show. You guys haven't watched it, check it out. It was funny.
You guys
one.
should definitely watch that.
All right, let's get out of here. Thank you for listening. Episode 49, Against the Ropes. We out.
We out.
Put that clip again. ¿Qué les va a decir, motherfucker?
Against the Ropes podcast.
Michael, you already know I'm a fun guy.
Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco Gallo. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas, echenle muchas ganas, un abrazo, muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. You know what mine is? Let's box, bitches. It's almost fight night.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Huge shout out to Against the Ropes. Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time on y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.